Today on CityCast Philly, we're talking to a really interesting guest, AI. No, not the Philly basketball legend Allen Iverson, but artificial intelligence. You may have heard or read about this new tech tool called ChatGPT. It responds to questions or requests in text form, and it's designed to look like a human wrote it. The team is here to chat with me about how well this tool knows Philly. It's Wednesday, April 19th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Before we get started, I'm so excited to introduce you all to our new lead producer, Laura Benchoff. Hey, Laura, welcome to CityCast Philly.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and joining us is our wonderful producer, Abby Fritz.
Hi, everyone.
Hey. Okay, so there's been a lot of buzz on the internet these days about something called ChatGPT. What is this?
Okay, so ChatGPT is AI. It's artificial intelligence, and it was made by a company called OpenAI. Basically, what it is, it's described as like a large language model tool, which means it uses AI to analyze human speech and text and to create responses that like literally sounds like a human. And, you know, if you're on their website, when you plug a question into ChatGPT, it'll kind of look like someone's like typing out a little response for you. And it's like you're having a text conversation with artificial intelligence.
So it's like a chat bot a little bit when you need like customer service.
Yeah, exactly.
I've recently seen on social media that they're using AI even to like mimic famous singers' voices. And I don't know. It's some wild stuff out there.
There's also like, I know a lot of like voice actors and artists, like people have been affected by AI because essentially you can just feed like images or audio, very small amounts sometimes, into these artificial intelligence programs, and they'll like spit out like literally, Trinae, we could have AI your voice if we wanted to. Don't leave us. We could AI it.
AI, don't take my job.
Yeah, in theory, we could make a worse sounding Trinae, but there are real drawbacks to relying on ChatGPT. It makes speech that looks real, but it might not be true. It also doesn't have information that's any more recent than 2021. And it will also respond to prompts in a way that's like super long-winded and maybe not that helpful.
So it doesn't have social like cues. It doesn't know when to shut up.
So it's trained by people, and the trainers taught it to write really long because people thought that longer answers were better. So it'll just like go on and on sometimes. So if it gives us long answers, that's why.
They didn't use any Gen Z people to help make this then. Yeah.
If I was talking to this thing at a party, I would just walk away. See, I gotta go. So how this episode is going to work is that we're going to take turns asking it questions about Philly. ChatGPT doesn't have a voice or a name, but we're giving it one. We're going to talk to Malcolm.
Hi, I am Malcolm. Happy to be on CityCast Philly.
Hey, Malcolm.
Okay, so a question that I had, or I was curious about, is sort of what is ChatGPT absorbing about the different neighborhoods in Philly? And so I wanted to ask it, what's the best neighborhood in Philadelphia?
Philadelphia has many great neighborhoods to choose from, and the answer to this question depends on what you're looking for. Here are a few neighborhoods that are highly recommended. Rittenhouse Square. This neighborhood is known for its beautiful park and is a popular destination for shopping, dining, and nightlife. Old City. This is Philadelphia's historic district and is home to many of the city's most famous landmarks, including Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell. Queen Village. This neighborhood is located just south of Society Hill and is known for its charming row houses, trendy shops, and restaurants. Chestnut Hill. Located in the northwestern part of the city, Chestnut Hill is known for its picturesque streets and quaint shops. University City. This neighborhood is home to several of the city's universities, including the University of Pennsylvania and Drexel University. It has a vibrant student population and a lively atmosphere. Ultimately, the best neighborhood in Philadelphia depends on your personal preferences, lifestyle, and needs. It's always a good idea to visit different neighborhoods and explore their unique character and offerings before making a decision.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Malcolm.
That was pretty, kind of basic, right? Like Center City, Old City, Rittenhouse. Nowhere in South Philly, North Philly.
Mm-mm.
But the disclaimers made it sound more human, frankly. The fact that it does depend on your personal preference.
It's definitely like a stereotypical whatever. They went to like visitphilly.com or whatever and pulled this info or something. But it's interesting. It seems like this AI doesn't want to have an opinion. I wonder if that will be like a theme like throughout this is like he's just like, oh no, it's up to you. But here's the info so you can make the decision, which could be good and bad, I guess.
Yeah. Or here's some info, but like, you probably would be better off actually going to visitphilly.com or a resource like that.
So I have a little more of a opinion-y question to ask ChatGPT because, I want to stump it a little bit. But we can't talk about Philly without talking about sports fans. So I want to ask, are Philadelphia sports fans the best? Or, I mean, maybe I should be a little more open-ended about it. How about... Can you describe a Philly sports fan?
Philly sports fans are known for their passionate and often intense support of their favorite teams. They are fiercely loyal to the city's sports teams, including the Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia Phillies, Philadelphia 76ers, and Philadelphia Flyers. Philly sports fans are not afraid to express their opinions and can be vocal and animated when cheering on their teams or criticizing opponents. They are known for being tough and resilient and have a reputation for sticking with their teams through good times and bad. Philly sports fans also have a reputation for being among the most passionate and knowledgeable fans in the country. They are deeply invested in the history and traditions of their teams and take pride in their city's sports heritage. While Philly sports fans can be intense and passionate, they also have a strong sense of community and camaraderie. They often gather together in sports bars or at tailgates before games to share food, drinks, and stories, and to show their support for their teams.
That makes me feel so good. Thank you, Malcolm, for acknowledging he said, I think it was fiercely passionate, something like that. Yeah.
That's like the nicest description of a Philly sports fan.
Yeah. I'm going to do another light one because why not? And because this question can be a little bit polarizing, obviously. Cheesesteaks, very stereotypical of Philadelphia. There should be like a lot of information for ChatGPT/Malcolm to draw from. But one thing that like we always ask politicians in the city or like anyone who to sort of like prove their cred is like, what do you order on your cheesesteak?
As an AI language model, I do not eat food, so I do not have personal preferences when it comes to ordering a cheesesteak. However, I can tell you about the traditional way to order a cheesesteak in Philadelphia. The classic cheesesteak is a sandwich made with thinly sliced steak, melted cheese, and grilled onions served on a long roll. When ordering a cheesesteak, you may be asked if you want whiz or provolone for the type of cheese. Whiz refers to a type of processed cheese sauce that is popular in Philadelphia, while provolone is a more traditional cheese option. You may also be asked if you want your cheesesteak with or without grilled onions. If you want to add additional toppings to your cheesesteak, you can request options like sweet or hot peppers, mushrooms, or even pizza sauce. Some people also like to add condiments like ketchup, mayonnaise, or hot sauce. It's worth noting that there are many variations of the cheesesteak, and you can customize your sandwich to your personal tastes. Whether you like your cheesesteak with whiz, provolone, or another type of cheese, or prefer additional toppings, there's a cheesesteak out there for everyone.
I like that one. I like that. Now, Laura, what would you order on your cheesesteak?
I mean, I have to add a disclaimer now and say that I'm largely vegetarian. So I've eaten one cheesesteak in my 10 years in Philly.
Oh, you got to try the veggie Philly cheesesteak at Sabrina's. It's really good.
This episode is brought to you by Cliff Kid, makers of Z-Bar, the win-win energy snack bar for kids. Kids love the soft-baked texture and delicious flavors like chocolate chip and iced oatmeal cookie. And parents love that each Z-Bar is packed with wholesome ingredients like organic oats, with no artificial flavors or high-fructose corn syrup. Cliff Kid Z-Bar is the winning snack to fuel active kids that everyone in the family can agree on. Visit cliffkid.com to learn more. That's CLIFkid.com.
Since 1979, TireRack.com has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They sell only the best, like the full line of General tires. Test results, ratings, and reviews are there to assist. Or try the Tire Decision Guide to get a personalized tire recommendation. Tires ship fast and free to you or one of over 10,000 recommended installers. In many areas, they offer mobile tire installation. Shop General Tires at TireRack.com.
You know, we've grappled with some really difficult policy questions on the podcast, ones the city even has been struggling to answer for residents. So we wanted to ask ChatGPT if it had any solutions to some of these really hard questions.
So my next question is a question that I think we all want to know. Why is there so much trash in Philly, ChatGPT?
Philadelphia, like many cities, faces challenges with managing its waste and keeping its streets clean. There are several factors that contribute to the amount of trash in the city. Population. Philadelphia is the sixth largest city in the United States, with over 1.5 million people. With a large population comes a lot of waste. Lack of recycling. Although the city has a recycling program, not all residents participate in it or know how to properly recycle. This means that a significant amount of recyclable materials end up in landfills instead of being reused. Littering. Unfortunately, some people do not properly dispose of their trash and instead litter on the streets or in public areas. Insufficient trash pickup. The city's trash pickup system has faced challenges in recent years due to budget cuts and staff shortages, leading to delays in trash collection. To address these issues, the city has implemented various initiatives, such as public education campaigns on proper waste management and increased enforcement of littering laws. Additionally, the city has invested in more trash cans in public areas and increased the frequency of trash pickup. However, these efforts require continued support and participation from residents to effectively reduce the amount of trash in the city.
Yeah, I think this is actually one of the issues in the city that I feel like as a resident, this is like your responsibility, right? I remember when we spoke with Nick Esposito and he gave us so many resources of the recycling centers in the city. There's a lot of businesses that will collect our trash or unused goods to repurpose them. And I just feel like this is in us. Like we have to do that if we want a more beautiful city. And so I like that. I like that response, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Another question that is plaguing our city is what to do about gun violence. So I want to ask ChatGPT, what is the solution to gun violence in Philly?
The issue of gun violence in Philadelphia, like in many cities in the United States, is complex and multifaceted, and there is no one solution that will solve the problem entirely. However, there are several strategies that have been suggested to help reduce gun violence in Philadelphia. Strengthen gun laws. This could include measures such as expanding background checks, banning assault weapons, and implementing mandatory waiting periods for gun purchases. Increase community policing. Community policing involves building relationships between police officers and the communities they serve. This can help to build trust and cooperation and make it easier for police to identify and prevent gun violence before it occurs. Invest in violence prevention programs. This could include programs that provide job training, mental health services, and education to at-risk individuals, as well as programs that mediate conflicts and help resolve disputes peacefully. Address poverty and inequality. Studies have shown that poverty and inequality are major factors that contribute to gun violence. Addressing these issues could involve measures such as increasing access to affordable housing, healthcare, and education. Support victims of gun violence. This could involve providing resources and support for individuals and families affected by gun violence, including mental health services, trauma counseling, and financial assistance. It's important to note that these strategies will require ongoing efforts and collaboration between community members, law enforcement, policymakers, and other stakeholders to be effective.
Interesting. Like nothing super surprising, but pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of what our mayoral candidates would say.
I was just thinking about that, Abby. And also, again, this is information from 2021. So if there were any other new solutions that have come up that people have talked about, ChatGPT would not know.
Yeah,
so,
true.
All right, let's pivot and talk about some lighter questions as we wrap up. ChatGPT, what's a perfect day in Philly?
A perfect day in Philly would depend on your interests and preferences, but here is one possible itinerary. Morning, start the day with a classic Philly breakfast of coffee and a breakfast sandwich, such as a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll or a Philly-style bagel sandwich. Take a stroll through Rittenhouse Square, one of Philly's most beautiful public parks, and enjoy the scenery and people watching. Visit the Philadelphia Museum of Art, one of the largest and most renowned art museums in the country, and explore its impressive collection of art and artifacts. Afternoon, head to Reading Terminal Market for lunch and sample a variety of Philly's famous food offerings, such as cheesesteaks, hoagies, soft pretzels, and Pennsylvania Dutch specialties. Take a walk through Old City and explore some of Philly's historic landmarks, such as Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, and the Betsy Ross House. Visit the Magic Gardens, a unique mosaic art installation in South Philly created by artist Isaiah Zager. Evening, enjoy a dinner at one of Philly's many top-notch restaurants, featuring cuisine from around the world as well as local specialties. Catch a performance at the Kimmel Center or one of Philly's many other theaters, showcasing everything from Broadway musicals to experimental theater. End the night with a drink at one of Philly's famous bars, such as Monk's Cafe, the Franklin Mortgage and Investment Co., or Standard Tap. Of course, there are many other ways to spend a perfect day in Philly, depending on your interests and preferences. Philly is a vibrant and diverse city with something to offer everyone, so the possibilities are endless.
Oh, geez.
Most of that sounds like my worst nightmare, if I'm being honest.
First of all, let's break this down a little bit. What is a Philly-style bagel sandwich?
I have no idea.
Now, there is a Philly muffin, which is like a square English muffin.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what he was talking about, but probably not. I don't know.
No, he said bagel. This
This is probably the program that we're using, but he had some pronunciation errors. Reading terminal, and how did he say hoagies? It wasn't
Hoagies.
It wasn't hoagie.
Hoagies.
It was like hoagies,
Hoagies.
and that was sending me. This was just like, how many times have we heard about Rittenhouse now? Like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Get out more, ChatGPT. Like, you can.
And I'm
leave
sorry, I don't
downtown.
know. Maybe it's just me, but that is not a good park to. I'm not chilling there. Sorry. Like, I know a lot of people do. Something always happens when I'm in Rittenhouse. I'm never like hanging out.
Yeah, Rittenhouse. Sometimes you might catch like a great like art exhibit, some people playing music, but definitely expand your mind, GPT. It is April and it's National Poetry Month. And again, this program is supposed to be creative. So we asked ChatGPT if he would write a poem about Philly.
Oh, Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, where history abounds like the Liberty Bell's chime. From Independence Hall to Fairmount Park's grove, you are a city so rich in culture and time. Your streets are lined with cobblestones, and towering skyscrapers meet the sky. Your art and music scene are in their own zones, and your sports teams bring fans a natural high. From Reading Terminal Market's tasty treats to the famous cheesesteak that can't be beat, your cuisine is a delicious feat, and your beer scene is quite the elite. But it's the people of Philly who truly shine, with their passion and resilience so divine. Through the good times and bad, they always align. Philadelphia, your spirit is one of a kind.
To your credit, Abby, I think it needs to explore other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Another criticism, I guess, would be the cobblestones. Like, there's like 2 streets with cobblestones. We have more potholes than cobblestones.
Yeah, genuinely. You have to search for the cobblestones. You are looking for the cobblestones. That's not something you just see.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Disneyland version of Philly,
Definitely.
I like that.
which is fine. These things exist, but it doesn't capture everything for sure.
Yeah, I think Philly means so much to so many different people. And there are people that are actively, creating, I guess, new identities for the city as well. It's not a stereotype. We're not a cliche. We're a really special place. And it's the people that make it that way. Maybe it's a Philly thing.
Nice.
All right. Thank you, Abby and Laura and Malcolm, for joining me on CityCast Philly today.
Thanks, Trinae.
Great to be here.
Thank you, Trenny. It was great to be here on the best podcast in the world.
Malcolm, it's Trinae. And here's what else Philly's talking about. A dog flu outbreak has impacted animal shelters across the country and in our area. WHYY reports the city's animal care and control team has just days to get more than 70 dogs adopted or fostered. If you're interested in fostering a dog for a month, the shelter is offering $400 gift cards for residents, including a dog crate, leash, food, and more. For those looking to adopt, ACCT will waive adoption fees and offer free food, a vet exam, and other discounts for your pet. Check out the list of animals and sign up at acctphilly.org. They're trying to clear the shelter from April 20th through April 23rd. And Central High School's robotics team is headed to the World Championship. NBC 10 reports that it's their first time since 2018. The Robo Lancers will compete in Houston this week with their robot called Lucy. It's actually designed to collect cones and cubes in the championship's charged up game. The team has also been recognized for bringing STEM opportunities to public school students. Much success, y'all. It's time for the tip of the day, where we share a life hack for living in Philly. If you want to learn more about ChatGPT, I found this really cool free lunch and learn event titled ChatGPT 101, Leveling Up Women in AI, a Beginner's Guide. It's happening April 27th from 1 to 2 p.m. You'll learn things like how to think like a bot, how to craft prompts, and AI's impact for your business. Check out the link in our show notes to register. If you have a tip of the day, we'd love to hear from you too. Call or text us at 215-259-8170. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about ChatGPT, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter too. It's called Hey Philly. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye.